in my dream, I was riding down this tree-lined street on what seemed to be like a scooter that I was running with this small device in my hand, and it's doing like 25 miles an hour. And I passed a house, and there were two little dogs playing outside. And then I made it up to this building, and I was there in front of the building, and I was parking the bike, and it was like the street was kind of at an angle, and the curb was a little bit of an angle, and so I had problems kind of getting the bike to stand on properly on its kickstand without tilting over, so it took me a while to park it. And then I was alone initially, and then all of a sudden this kid appears with me, a young boy, and I guess I also had a backpack. And apparently this young boy had been harassed by one person in a group of kids, and the guy that he was harassed by was kind of a long-haired guy. I think he might have had a mustache. And I had seen that, and I told the kid was being harassed, and these people walked away, and they went into like a business just a couple doors down from where I parked the bike. And as they were walking in, I called out to the guy who had harassed the kid, and I called him Frank Zappa. I said, "Hey, Frank Zappa, hey, Frank Zappa." And they just kind of went in, and then they went upstairs, and there was a window, and they could see me and the kid down on the street. And we were looking up to them, and it was a big picture window. And I was like pointing at him saying, "Hey, come down." And he kind of disappeared there, and then he wouldn't come down. And so I'm waving to the other people that was with him, some females and some other guys. And then I kind of put my hands together, my index fingers and my thumbs together, and kind of made a pussy shape and said, "He's a pussy, he won't come down." Kind of mouthed that. And they were like, "Yeah." And then so me and the little kid walked off, and we walked a few doors down, and there was a building that had been gutted. And we started walking in it, and some other guy joined us. It was like a security guard or something, and then another guy. And we're walking, and the whole building had been gutted, and it was kind of narrow, and we're walking down this narrow path. It didn't have a ceiling. It was kind of red brickish, and then the security guy was telling us about what it was, and I forget what the whole deal of what the building was, but we made our way down, and then here comes Frank Zappa as we're further down in it. And so he comes up, and I gave a little backpack to the little kid, and I said, "Are you the Frank Zappa guy?" And he's like, "Yeah." And he was kind of defiant, and I said, "Well, you shouldn't pick on kids, and I'm going to whip your ass." And so I proceeded to kind of push him around, and then I bumped his face up against one of the walls, the side of the building that we were in, and kind of smudged it a little bit, and punched him some, and then told him not to do that. And the other guys were just sitting there watching. They were kind of unaffected by it. And then the dream ended. And that was it. Sorry.